Yes, you did read the title of this video correctly. I can only keep 10 Nintendo Switch games before selling off the rest of my collection. So for this video, I decided to show what games I've decided to keep if I did have to sell my Nintendo Switch collection. Did you really think I was going to sell my Nintendo Switch collection? I mean, I would probably sell a kidney or something before I sold that. But anyway, I decided this would be a cool video idea, so let's go with it. Fire Emblem Engage. If I could only keep 10 games, I would keep Fire Emblem Engage. Probably a big reason is because I do have this special edition. Technically, it's called the Divine Edition. Comes with the steel book, the art book, the poster, all that cool stuff. And I do really like this game. The strategy combat in this game is top tier, phenomenal. Probably the best turn-based strategy combat that I've played in any game. I don't like it quite as much as Three Houses, the whole game as a whole, but the combat is definitely way better than Three Houses. So Fire Emblem Engage, I'm definitely keeping. Also, it probably has some of the best graphics on the Nintendo Switch. The colors, the art style, the graphics in this game look amazing. And if I can just say one more thing about Fire Emblem Engage, it's just that Fire Emblem games are just really replayable because you can always go with different units and make different builds and all that. So a lot of replay value there. So the next game I've already talked about multiple times, already talked about it in this video, Fire Emblem Three Houses, one of my favorite games of all time. Phenomenal gameplay, story, music, characters, writing. If you're a fan of JRPGs, strategy RPGs, and you don't own this game and you have a Nintendo Switch, what are you doing? Definitely make sure you check out Fire Emblem Three Houses. So if I could only keep 10 Nintendo Switch games for my collection, another game that I decided I would definitely keep is Metroid Dread. Although I have not beaten this game and got to the ending yet, I did play quite a few hours of it. I only put it down because I was playing a long JRPG at the time, and I feel like if you play this game, you kind of have to stay locked in and really focused because it's easy to get lost in this game, kind of forget what's going on if you walk away from it for a while and then come back to it. But the graphics and art style in this game look amazing, but most importantly, the gameplay. The gameplay in this game is just top tier. The combat, the action, the exploration. This is just a phenomenal game, and I haven't played a lot of Metroid games yet. I've played Super Metroid, kind of got into it. Admittedly, never beat it. It just doesn't have the quality of life stuff that this one has, but maybe one day I'll go back to beat it. But this one, I definitely want to go back and beat, and I can see this having some replay value with the free DLC and all that they put out for this game. So Metroid Dread is definitely one of the best Nintendo Switch games that I need to get off my butt and go beat already. So that's why it makes the list. Now, the next few games that I'm going to talk about are actually part of a classic JRPG series. A lot of people say it's one of the best of all time. I tried the first one, but admittedly kind of just didn't get into it at first because I found the combat weird. I was kind of just like, what is this? I couldn't quite wrap my head around it. But then I tried it a bit later on, again on my cousin's Nintendo Switch. He kept ranting and raving about what an awesome game it is and how I need to play it. And I had already repurchased it at that time because I decided that I needed to give this game another chance. And that game is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, also Xenoblade 2, also Xenoblade 3, and I also have 2 Torna, but if I was only going to keep 10 Switch games, I decided that I would skip on that one. Maybe that wouldn't be a good thing to do, but this is just a hypothetical video anyway, because I heard a lot of people say that Torna is like really fest quetch, side quest heavy, that it can get a little tedious. But I definitely need to finally get into the Xenoblade series of games. I hear that the story and writing in these games is like top tier, some of the best JRPGs of all time. The combat, the mechanics are great. So definitely look forward because I'm planning to get through these games, at least the first one this year. definitely look forward to a new Xenoblade fan and some Xenoblade content coming to this channel in the future. Okay, the next game that I've decided I would keep is none other than Super Mario Brothers Wonder. And the reason I decided to go with this one, even though I already beat it, is because this game is just a lot of fun, whether playing by yourself the traditional old school way or playing online with the co-op where people can help you out and you can save other people as well, or even with the local multiplayer. This game is just a blast, and 2D Mario is just like a comfort game for me. This is the series that got me into gaming as a kid back on the Super Nintendo, and I really love that they brought this back on the Nintendo Switch with Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This game is really unique. I love the, what do you call it, the Power Flower. I already forgot what they call it, the Wonder Flower abilities, all that stuff you can do. The stages in this game are cool, and I love how it has a variety of stages. Like, most of them are, they provide a challenge, but they're not too tough. But then it has those levels that really ramp it up and will challenge you. So I like that. And Donkey Kong Country Returns, Tropical Freeze for the Switch is another phenomenal 2D platformer. But that game kind of really kicks my butt. So this game is like more of a relaxing comfort game for me. So that's why I decided to go with this one. So at this point, I still prefer The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild over Tears of the Kingdom. But that's only because I haven't beat this game yet. I played through about 60 hours of it and admittedly just kind of dropped it. I wasn't not enjoying it or anything. I just kind of felt like I had enough of it because it was only a few years ago when I beat Breath of the Wild, and I felt like although this game did have a lot more to it, it still kind of felt a bit samey, if you know what I mean. But this game is phenomenal. I think they really did step it up with the story and with the cutscenes, with the memories you can unlock, seeing Ganondorf. It was great. So I do need to go back and beat this one. And I know this game offers hours upon hours of gameplay. So if I was only going to keep 10 Switch games in my collection, I would choose this over Breath of the Wild because it would be a newer experience instead of going back to something that I've already spent over 100 hours in. And I do definitely like this game. It still has the awesome combat, pretty much all the awesome mechanics that made me love Breath of the Wild, the exploration, all that, and then some. So Tears of the Kingdom is a game that I would definitely keep. If you know a little bit about my gaming taste, then you know that I love a good beat 'em up. And out of all the beat 'em ups that I love, the one that is my favorite is definitely Fight and Rage. I've talked about this game before, but this is another comfort game for me. I would say this game is just a blast. The combat is really challenging. The enemies, the bosses, they really make it challenging. But once you understand the combat of this game, you can get through it pretty easily. It's a lot of fun. Great game, and this is something that you can beat in just a few hours, and I can go back to this game again and again and have a great time. Lots of unlockables. So Fight and Rage, in my opinion, the best beat 'em up of all time. If I had to sell my Switch collection off, I'm definitely keeping this game. So if you enjoy this content, please help me out, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and until the next video, peace.